You have the vision of a conqueror, but the hands of a ghost. You lie awake at night building empires in your mind, yet you wake up unable to even move the first stone. What if your laziness isn't a lack of willpower, but a sophisticated form of self-preservation? Why does the magnitude of your potential feel like a threat rather than a gift? Are you truly avoiding work? Or are you terrified that once you start, the world will finally see that your genius was just a shield for your fragility? Today, we are going to look beneath the surface of the talented procrastinator. We are going to explore why your ambition is the very thing paralyzing you, and the dark secret your inaction is trying to protect. The perfectionist's purgatory. Ambition as an existential prison. You are standing at the edge of a vast, shimmering ocean. In your mind, you have already crossed it. You have charted the stars, commanded the winds, and touched the distant shore. But back on the beach, your feet haven't even met the water. You are paralyzed, not by a lack of vision, but by the sheer, crushing weight of it. The world calls you lazy. They see your unfinished projects and your quiet afternoons and label them as a defective character. But you know better. You know that your stillness isn't the absence of movement. It is the presence of an overwhelming internal storm. Have you ever wondered why the more potential you are told you have, the harder it is to move a single finger? Welcome to the purgatory of the perfectionist. Here, laziness is not a sin. It is a sophisticated psychological defense mechanism. It is a shield made of inaction. Think about it. As long as you stay in bed, as long as you keep your eye tucked safely inside the velvet folds of your imagination, your potential remains infinite. You are a genius in waiting. You are a masterpiece in progress. In your head, the work is perfect. The book is a classic. The business is a titan. But the moment you pick up the pen, the moment you write the first line of code, the magic begins to die. The infinite becomes finite. The perfect dream is dragged into the mud of reality, where it becomes flawed, clumsy, and most terrifying of all judgeable. Why would you trade the God complex of your imagination, painful reality of being a beginner? This is the internal bargain you have made with yourself. You have chosen the safety of the waiting room because the arena is too dangerous. In the arena, you might find out that your talent has limits. In the arena, the world might see the gap between you think you are and what you can actually produce. Laziness, then, is your armor. It allows you to tell yourself the most seductive lie ever told. I could do it if I really tried. But as long as you don't try, you never have to face the possibility that you can't. It is a paradox of the soul. Your massive ambition is the very thing locking the door from the inside. You are a prisoner of your own high standards. You have built a pedestal so high that you are now too afraid to climb it, lest you fall and shatter the image you've spent a lifetime cultivating. We live in a culture that demands doing. But for you, doing feels like a form of self-mutilation. To act is to choose one path and kill 1,000 others. To act is to accept your own boundaries. Yet, notice the cost of this safety. The air in the waiting room is growing thin. The infinite potential you've guarded so fiercely is starting to feel like a burden. It's no longer a promise, it's a haunting. You aren't resting, you are decomposing in the stillness. Is it possible that your laziness isn't about the work at all? Is it possible that your refusal to move is a silent protest against something much deeper than a deadline? We have deconstructed the prison of your perfectionism. We have seen the fear that hides behind your lack of discipline. But as we, in the quiet of your unfinished life, we must look at the clock on the wall. Because there is another shadow lurking behind your ambition, a shadow that doesn't care about your potential. or your masterpieces. We have talked about the fear of failing. Now we must talk about the fear of finishing, because every task completed is a page turned in a book that eventually ends. The silence is deepening, and the real reason you are standing still is about to reveal its darker face. The fear of the final act. Procrastination as a protest mortality. There is a strange, cold comfort in a project that never ends. As long as the canvas, as long as the empire is still a blueprint, you are living in a world of becoming. In this state, time feels elastic. It feels infinite. But the moment you hammer the final nail, the moment you tighten, something shifts in the atmosphere. The air grows heavy. The silence changes its texture. Have you ever wondered why, the closer you get to a finish line, the more your body rebels? Why does the final 10% of a task feel more exhausting than the first 90? Perhaps it is because finishing is a small, quiet rehearsal for death. Ernest Becker once wrote that everything we build, our careers, our art, our massive ambitions, are immortality projects. We create them to convince the universe that we were here. We hope that by leaving a dent in reality, we might somehow outlast our own heartbeat. But here is the existential trap. If your ambition is your bridge to immortality, then finishing it leaves you standing on the other side. And on the other side, there is only the void. What if your procrastination is not a flaw in your discipline, but a profound protest against your own mortality? Martin Heidegger spoke of the scene of being there as a journey toward an end. To finish a task is to consume a portion of your finite life. Each completed goal is a tombstone in the cemetery of your days. By staying lazy, by lingering in the perpetual state of about to start, you are engaged in a subconscious sabotage of the clock. You are trying to stay young in spirit, because as long as you haven't arrived, the journey is still happening. As long as you are a failure with potential, you are still a child of the future. You avoid the finality of your choices to keep the illusion of eternal time alive. But look at the shadow that follows this logic. Why are you so terrified of what happens after the goal is achieved? Is it possible that you fear the ultimate emptiness? That once you climb the mountain and plant your flag, you will look around and realize that the world hasn't changed? That you haven't changed. We use our massive ambitions as a screen. We tell ourselves, once I do this, I will finally be whole. I will finally be enough. As long as you are procrastinating, that hope remains alive. But if you finish and the emptiness is still there, what then? Your laziness is a mask for this existential vertigo. You are still not because you are weak, but because you are terrified that the final act will reveal the play was meaningless all along. You prefer the tension of the unfulfilled promise over the silence of the completed work. You are hoarding your energy like a dragon, afraid that if you spend it, there will be nothing left of your soul. So, you sit in the dark, you dream of empires, you protect potential like a sacred relic. But the clock does not stop for the man who refuses to move. It only turns your sanctuary into a prison. Is it better to die with a masterpiece in your hand, or to live forever as a ghost with a dream? We have unmasked the fear of the end. We have seen how your procrastination is a desperate prayer for more time. But the night is ending, and the sun does not care for your immortality projects. It only cares for the work that is done in the light. And as we stand at the threshold of this realization, a final, chilling question remains. If you are not your potential, and you are not your achievements, then who are you when the dreaming stops? The mask is falling. The stage is empty, and the real journey is only just beginning.